A very much out of form West Ham United side have taken the trip up to Ellen Road to take on Leeds United tonight in a game where, quite frankly, we need to get something from it, or Moyes may be getting the sack. Welcome back to West Ham, and official. Hope you are all well. You join us for our build-up show as we are an hour and 15 minutes away from kickoff up at Ellen Road. Of course, this is the build-up and starting lineup reaction show. I'm joined by Phil. Phil, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. Happy New Year. It's good to be back on.
Yeah, good stuff. Very, very good indeed. But of course, there's only one place we can start before we talk about the football, and that's the shock news we received today: the passing of our joint chairman, David Gold, at the age of 86. Anything you'd like to just say about that before we talk about the football, Phil?
Yeah, obviously 86 is a very good age. But when it's someone in the public eyes, obviously someone we know of, it's like sometimes you feel like they live on forever. That's why it's always a shock, especially when someone famous dies and all that. But obviously, as a whole, with David Sullivan and Cameron Brady, not always been the most popular. But as a person on his own, I always thought he was the more approachable one of them all.
West Ham fan.
West Ham fan. We all know, grew up in Green Street. Always seemed very friendly as well. I remember having a picture taken with him and put that up on one of the Facebook groups earlier. It was he was happy to do that, and he was always open to talk as well. Because I remember one time, it was one of the Europa League qualifying games when it was the last season at Boleyn, and I sort of filmed it as well. Like one of my old phones I had at the time, just him coming out of his Rolls Royce, and I was like, "All right, how's it going, Dave?" And all that. He's like, "Yeah, I'm good. How are you?" And all that. And then I was sort of casually mentioned about any deals coming in, and he sort of said, "Yeah, we've got a few lined up." And obviously, there's me, and got loads of other fans around. And then he stopped, and he sort of turned around to all us, and he said about being a big fish in a small pond. We want to be in a big pond because we just got Bilic as our manager just come in, and we sort of spoke about that. So he wanted us to to be ambitious, go for the next big thing.
Oh yeah, definitely. With him being that West Ham fan, as we know, and I met him at West Brom away a few years ago, and I was a lot younger then, obviously, and had a picture really, really approachable, and it was just overall a really nice experience. And I think it shocked many people. It certainly shocked me when I found out earlier, because it's just none of us at all were expecting it. It's been Mike and Mike. How are you?
Evening, guys.
Evening, Mike.
Good,
you're right.
Good, thanks.
Good stuff. Anything you'd like to add to that in terms of David Gold, mate?
Yeah, no, I think he was a proper gentleman, wasn't he? And he was a true West Ham fan, full stop. I saw him. I was up close to him a few times. I never spoke to him ever, but Upton Park a few times. When he used to park his Rolls Royce outside, didn't he? We
Massive.
Waited there. Yeah, it's huge, wasn't it? I've seen him come in a few times, or go out. And he spoke to people. He always gave people the time of day. Not many clubs have got, a fan as an owner now, have they? I mean, that's a thing of the past, really. And I think, he was a genuine West Ham fan, and I did feel sorry for him for some of the stick he got. He was, he was an 80-odd-year-old bloke. He didn't. He was a fan. He wanted us to do well. He was doing things with the right intention.
Yeah.
It wasn't what every fan wanted, but he was doing things, I think, with the right intention.
Oh yeah,
absolutely,
definitely.
yeah.
And this isn't a time for ugly and horrible comments.
Exactly.
We send
I know. You've got to feel for him and his family in this time. So I've been lucky on my Twitter. I've not had any bad comments at all, which is great. I don't want to see any of that. Maybe the people I follow, you know what I mean? But I've not seen anything, and I don't want to see it.
No. Oh no, this is a time where we, of course, from all of us here, send our condolences to David Gold's family, of course, his children, his fiance, and the friends and family of David Gold. And a sad moment. Of course, David Sullivan reflected in the article on the website. Go and check that out if you haven't already. It was really nice the way they put it. And yeah, let's hope the boys can find something tonight to dig deep and to pick up 3 points. If not for anything, but for David Gold tonight. Let's see what we've got in the chat. Evening to everybody. Funky Pigeons, they're set to be our best lineup. We'll come on to that very, very shortly. We are 10 minutes away from getting that lineup. Rest in peace, David Gold. Sad news hearing about his passing indeed, Sharky. Yeah, thank you very much indeed for joining us. Right, let's move on to the football then. Phil, well, let's be honest. It's been a pretty bleak few games, and hopefully we can pick it up tonight. What are you expecting tonight? That's what I'm going to ask.
I think my expectations have changed since the news this afternoon, because I think there's going to be a lot more pride and passion going out there tonight. Before, I was thinking it's just going to be probably another one where it's going to be really a long 90 minutes, especially how things have been going the last few games. I don't know what, we'll see what the lineup's going to be like. We know who's going to be fit, who's not fit. And yeah, I don't know. I think we'll just do a good performance tonight, and I'm not really expecting much with the FA Cup coming up either.
Well, yeah, exactly. Coming up against Brentford, who put us aside just a few days ago. So, yeah, I can't expect too much from that. Mike, we spoke quite in detail about the whole situation last night. In terms of the lineup that you want to see, how would you like to see Moyes go about this tonight?
He needs changes, definitely. He needs changes, but like Phil just said, I think this throws a bit of different light on this game tonight. And, I'm absolutely sure, but everyone is going to roll their sleeves up tonight and give it everything they got. Our fans are going to get behind, the team. And hopefully they'll have, get behind David Gold and his family. And, I mean, this puts a bit of a different outlook on this game altogether tonight. And I can't not see anyone absolutely giving it everything they've got. Whoever pulls that shirt on tonight, I hope they just get that little, that extra 10%, 15, 20% out of every single player on the pitch. Yeah, the lineup, Jake. Yeah, I'd like to see a couple of changes. Mm-hmm. It worries me, our lack of pace in the back four. Yeah. I would like to see a couple of changes in there. And like I said last night, I want to see us go for it.
Yeah.
I really want to see us go for it. And I know he's not going to do it, but I'd love to just give it a go. Antonio and Scamacca together.
Yeah.
Give it a go.
Might as well.
Because he did try something slightly different in that game against Brentford. It didn't work. And he can't just go back to the normal. I'd like to see a clear intent to change things. And if we do, I'll go, you know what, fair play. And we'll see where it goes from there. So it's definitely going to be one of the more interesting team sheets of the year. So early on when we receive it in about 6 minutes time. Let's take some more of your comments. Gary, hope you're well. Even in sad times, if ever the boys need to win, it's for David Gold. They have to indeed. Shark says, I really want to see Agurd, Fornals and Areola starting tonight. Let's have a look here. Is someone like Paqueta really going to care? And I think this sort of alludes to what we were talking about in so much detail last night, Mike, was getting a player like, or getting a person now like Mark Noble in that dressing room tonight and going, listen, if you're going to do it for anything tonight, do it for our chairman. Go out and put in a performance to be proud of. Mike and Phil, anything to add for that?
Yeah, if they're unsure, I think they won't be. If Mark Noble's got anything to do with it, if they're unsure about how big this is, well, they won't be after if he's got anything to say. That's all I can say.
Oh yeah. And Phil, not only is it a big game and occasion for that, to sort of send David Gold that message, but as well, you can't forget the situation we're currently in, and it's quite perilous, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly. It's not looking good if you're looking at the table. Teams who were down in the relegation zone only a few weeks ago, they they're easily just climbing up the table now anyway. So it's a very, it's very close and it's very tight, this league, this season. So all we need is a couple of decent wins. We can climb right back up there. But I think if we get a decent performance in tonight, it could start a little renaissance for us, and just hope 2022's done now. Let's get the second half of the season up and running, and let's go on course for a great finish. Still got Europe in a couple of months as well to look forward to, so it's not all doom and gloom.
Yeah, I think Moyes hit a sort of different tone in the bits of the press conference that I've seen that he did. I think it was yesterday or whenever, and he sort of did allude and head on to the fact is that he's disappointed and angry about the performances. Of course, losing the last 5 games. Do you think we'll see that sort of reflect in the lineup and the way we play tonight, Mike?
Yeah, but we know he doesn't change. He doesn't change too much, Jake, does he? No. And it's not going to be massive changes, but I think it needs to be players out there who knows he's going to get 110% out of tonight.
Yeah,
and they're all going to roll their sleeves up, like I say, and give it everything they've got. And that's it. That's what he needs on that pitch tonight. Honestly, he needs people
that's why he should pick Fornals tonight for me.
Yeah. I mean, really, Downs hasn't done much wrong. I feel for him a little bit. He's got pushed out of the team. Even like Soufal and Souček, they give everything they've got. They've just been out of form, both of them. Do you know what I mean? They're the sort of guys who roll their sleeves up and go out for a war. And that's what it might be tonight. So I don't know. He could pick anything, Jake. It could be a total shock to us. It could be.
Well, let's try and predict what we've got. We've got about 2.5 minutes to do this. We're just going to fire through the main positions of it. It's a lineup here. I haven't brought this out for a while, but I thought it was quite key tonight. In goal, boys. Do you think it's time for a change?
That's so hard. I reckon. Do you know what? I'm going to go for Areola. I reckon you might do it.
Are we in agreement, Mike?
I think it's time for a change, but
will he do it?
Will he do it? Now we've heard little murmurings about a potential coming back for Agard. So dependent on who's fit there. Mike, I'll start with you. Centre halves. If let's just say Agard's fit.
If Agard's fit, he plays.
Yeah,
I mean, he's on the bench the other night, so he's got to have some sort of fitness.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you know what I mean? You wouldn't put him on the bench. It'd be pointless. I mean, he knew he'd have to be at least up for a half an hour, 20 minutes. So, he's given him a few more days now. So to rest it. So if he's available, he plays for me, full stop.
Yeah. Who do you think partners in, Phil?
Who's fit again?
Dawson, Ogbonna. That's
it would be Dawson then, wouldn't it?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. Let's go with Craig Dawson, left back. Creswell or Emerson? Can you see him changing it?
No, I can't see him changing it.
Creswell then.
Yeah, I'll go with Chris.
I think he'll stick with Creswell, but I would put Emerson in.
Fair enough, yeah. Kara right back, do we think? Soufal, Kara? Johnson? It's a difficult one, that.
I reckon Soufal.
So do I.
Yeah, let's lob Soufal in there then. Yeah, I don't quite think this could be the game for Kara tonight, although he's got that pace there, I'm not sure. Midfield, we know Rice is going to be there. Haven't got time to do it all. We know Rice is going to be there. A perfect front three then, due to a perfect midfield three then. What are we going for?
Well, it's absolutely got to be. I still pick Paqueta. Honestly, I would. I'd still pick him.
Yeah.
People saying he's weak in the tackle. Well, I don't agree with that at all. I think he's quite a strong tackler.
Yeah.
I think he is quite strong on the ball. He just gives it away too many times. And he's made a few poor decisions with his passing and his shooting and his crossing. But I'd still pick him in Rice.
Yeah. Phil?
Absolutely. Yeah, of course. But I'll have Paqueta there next to Rice. I think that'd be the best thing to do. Really, get the pair of them playing alongside each other. Rest Souček for as long as possible until he finds that spark again. And who else? I think it'd be nice to just see Downs in there as well, alongside the pair of them, just so it's something completely different.
In my mind, it's either Downs or Fornals.
You got
we've
something else to
predicted
tell
it,
me?
and we've now got it. Let's have a look at this starting lineup then.
See how wrong we are.
Yeah.
Could be completely wrong.
Some of it. I think that is going to be the case with some of it. It's just loading up. So just bear with us for a couple of seconds. Here it comes in our West Ham United lineup for Leeds versus West Ham United. We start off with Fabianski in goal. We're back four of Soufal, Dawson, Agurd returns for his Premier League debut, I think. Oh, no. He played one game, didn't he? Kara, Rice, Souček, Fornals, Paqueta, Skamaka, Bowen. Right, let's break that down. Back four, then you'd say the midfield two, and then Paqueta through the middle, Fornals on the left, Bowen on the right, Skamaka up front, Ben Rama benched. Thoughts on that, Phil?
Yeah.
Oh, well, we've seen that plenty of times, haven't we?
That's how it's got to be, isn't it? Full stop. Yeah. I can't see the bench. It's a little bit too small for me.
Areola, Ogbonna, Creswell, Johnson, Emerson, Downs, Ben Rama, Lanzini, Antonio.
Right.
I'm not sure about that.
Ben Rama's been unlucky. That's all I can say. Because I think he's been he's been a goal threat. He's caused a lot of problems, but he got plenty of the ball and he caused them problems, but his final ball was poor again. Against Brentford, I thought, we put some really poor crosses in, but he was probably, a lot of them were down to him, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
But he is really unlucky because in my mind, he's been one of our best goal threats.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. A few people in the chat are mentioning a back five, Phil, with perhaps Fornals playing left wing back. What do we think?
No, it's a back four. I think it's. I know it's. I know Fornals has done that role before. Well, it depends if he does it really well. Then it might be a thing that he'll probably do for the next few weeks. But no, I think it's just the typical sort of 4-2-3-1 lineup that we've been used to for quite some time.
Yeah. I'd be shocked if Moyes sort of deviates from that, what you said, Phil, to be honest with you. Just to have a closer look at it so we can all stay on the screen. There is that lineup again for you. Things I'd change if we just go through it. Areola in goal I'd go for. I'm not overly disappointed with Kara at right back, to be honest. I sort of did expect it, but I wasn't sure which one he'd pick. Obviously, Rice I'd start. Souček I'd put Downs in there every day. Apart from that, Ben Rama's unlucky. I'd probably play Ben Rama over Paqueta on form. So there's definitely things I'd change, but when's they're not, to be honest.
Thing is, Jake, is Kira going to play left back?
That's what I was looking at.
Oh, Christ, Soufal's there, isn't he? Oh, yeah. Oh,
but then again, Soufal's played on the left, didn't he? I've seen Soufal playing the left as well.
Back five.
That's why everyone's saying it's a back five, because
who's on
looks
bench?
like we've got three central defenders, or is Kira going to play left back?
Kara can't play right back, no wonder left back. I'll tell you what, my mind just went completely gone then, because I thought that was Creswell there. So Creswell's on the bench, so he's benched Creswell after, let's be honest, a poor game against Brentford.
That is not a shock. He's cost us a couple of goals already this year, 3 or 4 goals to be perfectly honest. They got that real quick winger. I think we're worried about that, and that's why Kira's come in.
Yeah. So loads of people are saying different things here. So we're going 5 at the back with Fornals. Mandy's going Dawson and Kerr as the centre halves with Agurd as left back. So ways you could take this here is you could either go flat back 4, I'd say that you probably put Soufal on the left and keep Kehrer on the right, because I don't think he trusts Kehrer at all, and I think he might put Sufa out on the left. You could have a flat back four then, or as you mentioned, Mike, everyone was saying, they could have the three centre half of Dawson, Agurd, Kehrer, Sufa right wing back, Fornals left wing back.
Fornals would be the left wing back, yeah.
If you're doing that, why would you leave Emerson on the bench?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Why isn't Emerson starting over Sufa then?
Yeah.
Dunno.
This is all just hearsay and everything, so we won't know until they
we won't know until they
line
get
up
out on the pitch, will we? No.
No.
Exactly.
No. Are we baffled or not?
Slightly baffled, mate. Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, options that we've got off of that bench, as I said, Ariola, Ogbonna, Creswell, Johnson, Emerson, Downs, Ben Rama, Lanzini, Antonio. So attacking options there, you could argue Emerson, I suppose, Ben Rama, Lanzini, and Antonio to come off of the bench there then. Yeah, strange. Gary said Emerson was shocking, but Emerson would still be better than Sufal playing in a more favoured position, because let's not forget Emerson isn't a left back. Emerson is a left wing back. You know, it would just, for me, be a no-brainer to start him in the favoured left wing back position if that's the system Moyes is trying to deploy tonight. I'm not sure. I mean, of course, we'll have to wait and see. There's many ways you can interpret that. I'm not sure.
Yeah, your guess is as good as mine.
Yeah, definitely. No way Kehra's left back. Yeah, I'll tell you what, I do agree with Mandy there, because there's no way, because I barely think he trusts him at right back. No wonder putting him on the left hand side. That's just going to be a complete and utter calamity.
Yeah, that's the thing with Kehrer, though, isn't it? He's as good as he is bad. Like he's really good, but it's always just those, one thing when it costs us really badly.
Yeah,
it's almost like an enigma.
He's made a few rash challenges, given away penalties. He was at fault for one of the goals at Arsenal. He was just got too tight to his man. Yeah, his general all-round play is usually pretty good, but he's just got a clanger in him. That's the trouble.
That's it.
And I can't, I never feel comfortable with him playing, whether it's centre half or right back. I'm always like, when it goes to him, I'm like in a sort of, it could be a dangerous position. I'm like, oh, because I just don't trust him. Right, so we did have a look at a Leeds lineup from last night, Mike. Let's have a look at what they've brought out tonight. Now, Meslier, Ayling, Struck, Cock, Cooper, Adams, Rocker, Aronson, Somerville, Gnotto, and Rodrigo. So that's not a hell of a lot different to what we had a little look at last night, Mike. Gnotto was the name that came up a few times there, the winger. But apart from that, what do you make of it?
Yeah, that's pretty much what we thought. Some are similar to that. Pretty similar to that we thought last night, didn't we, to be honest?
Yeah.
So that's not a shock.
Yeah, there's not a hell of a lot of big names there like they've had in the past when they've had Rafinha on the left and Calvin Phillips in the middle, Phil. But they're still a good side, and they've been playing better, more structured football under Jesse Marsh.
Yeah, cool. Sometimes you don't always need to have like the super duper talented players. As long as you all play well as a team, you've all got your own individual qualities. And when you get in when you're really performing, it's good. So I think that they are improving a lot better than what they was over the last year or so. An interesting battle tonight. But it's hard to say which way it's going to go now. So I don't know. Probably before I would have gone more Leeds, but now it's all up in the air.
Yeah, we struggled to make predictions last night, Mike, didn't we?
God, did we? Yeah.
And it's just, it's difficult because we don't know what sort of system or lineup or mentality we're going to have going into this. And Leeds, well, anything could turn up there. I mean, what we've seen in the past, they are a little bit better now, but what the hell's going to turn up from them?
I mean, they drew 0-0 with Newcastle, didn't they? I mean, So I mean, that was a good result for them. So defensively, they've obviously tightened up.
Yeah.
But every man and his dog knew that they had a problem defensively. So Jesse Marsh has obviously done some work with them, and he's improved them in there. So I've no doubt it's going to be a real tough game.
Oh yeah, definitely. Let's take some of your comments Excuse me. No. 3-4-2-1 says Luke. That could be the version. Hope you well, mate. That could be the formation we're going to play. I'm not sure. None of us are sure. Gary says the older players would have known David Gold better, so we'll definitely want to deliver for him. Indeed, we wanted changes. We have them. We do. Yeah, we wanted a change, and I mean, you could argue we've got it.
Yeah, not quite the ones we wanted, though.
No. No, it's not. And if Fabianski does drop another howler tonight, Moyes is going to get it. I'm going to say that for nothing. Because he's been, in the past, I've sort of seen why Fabianski has stayed there. But up until he starts making a few clangers, and the last 2 games, he's made a couple of not very good saves and choices. So I thought this might have been the time, and now for me, I just want to see Areola there, and I don't know what the poor lad's got to do. Obviously, there's the cup game in 3 days, which he'll inevitably play in. So maybe that might be his breakthrough. Maybe he'll go on from there. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. We're setting up for a long ball game with no one up top to head the ball. We're setting up 5 at the back with probably 2 attackers behind and a big man up front who can't head it, doesn't move, and isn't that sort of striker.
But that takes me back to 10 years ago.
Yeah, but I mean, when we were playing well, we were playing long ball, or we were playing counter-attacking football, and perhaps he's thinking let's try and go back to that, because it definitely won't work in what he's been trying to do for the last 5 games.
Yeah. Would you have preferred to see Antonio tonight against Leeds, or let's go back as the right option?
Oh, Antonio for me, because they know what he can do. They'd be worried about Antonio. They'd be absolutely. They know that they'll be on their toes. Because I think we needed a bit more pace out there.
Yeah, I'd have definitely felt more comfortable with Antonio starting that, in my opinion. But
it's not what he does on the ball either. It's off the ball. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
pulling them about a bit.
Yeah, and he's a fear, and I know for a fact Leeds will look at that lineup and go, "Thank God Antonio's not playing Phil."
Yeah,
definitely. But I think he's definitely going to come on at some point in the second half. If he was to have started, I would obviously like to have seen him play alongside Skameka, but it'd be more the off the ball stuff, which would be more of the fear, because I don't particularly trust him in front of goal so much nowadays. That's the problem. You can batter him about as much as you want. If you're not going to get it in the back of the net, it's sort of all that hard work for nothing, really. But that's what he'd be good for if he came on 60 minutes, 65 minutes. At least he'll be fresh, fit, raring to go, full of energy, wants to make a difference. That's the best time to get him on. Yeah. If it'd be even better if Skamaka's having a really good game as well, take Bowen or Fornells or whoever off, get Antonio up there alongside Skamaka, and make it double trouble, really.
Yeah, and do something that we haven't seen before, and do something that might change. I mean, it's the worst kept secret that we can't score goals. Can't score goals for Toffee. How do you think that changes tonight? Do you think we need a moment of brilliance from one of these big name players who have done absolutely nothing so far? You're nodding your head. You are nodding your heads, boys.
I think we need a bit of luck as well. I think we need a deflected goal to go in the other corner. Something like that. That's what we need, and then maybe things might change.
Yeah,
because it's the confidence that's missing. There's no doubt about that.
Phil, I just want us to go out there tonight and look a threat and look like we want to go forward. And when we get near, have a shot. If it's wide, if it's over, I won't mind too much. But let's have a shot, because we went up to Villa near the start of the season, needing something out of it. It looked like it was going to go out into a 0-0. And Fornals has a shot from outside of the box. He has a jammy deflection. Goes in the back of the net. We get a massive 3 points. And that was a massive 3 points. We need some luck, as Mike just alluded to there. If you don't shoot, you don't score. And you've got to be attack-minded when we get the ball tonight.
Absolutely. That's the point of having these attacking players play to their strengths. You only need to do... You don't have to go around playing it sideways, backwards, and every time you get close to the box, start passing it around, and it eventually goes all the way back to the goalkeeper. Get a crossing, flood the box, or all you have to do is just do 4 key passes going forward. Everyone moves in unison together, and you've got a great opportunity. So let's not dilly-dally and say, shoulda, woulda, coulda. Go out there and do it.
I've got some pictures just come through to us. It's going to make you both smile for sure. So the teams have obviously got off the bus. And guess who's walking alongside Ben Johnson, Mike?
I wonder who.
Mark Noble is there
Shot.
with the team tonight. That's massive. He's there suited and booted in his sporting director role. That's massive tonight. I'm not being funny. We've
Huge.
missed him in there.
Yeah.
He will.
Is Johnson on the bench? I didn't see his name on the bench.
Yeah. So that so just seeing those pictures come through, Moyes went through first, and then the first players out are Johnson, who's just stood there talking to Mark Noble, all suited and booted in his West Ham suit. He will be doing some element of something in the dressing room tonight, and I think that's massive.
Huge. Yeah.
If there wasn't a confidence booster, that is it.
Yeah, because hopefully it can just unite that dressing room, and there's no doubt he'll mention the late David Gold when he says that. When he does some sort of pre-match talk or whatever, and I'm sure he'll say pretty much what you said last night, Mike, and let's hope that can make a difference. Let's move on to some predictions before we start wrapping things up then. Phil, I'll start with you.
It's very hard. Very much on the fence here. It could be a win, lose, or a draw, but I'm going to go with a 1-1. 1-1.
Go on, Mike.
Well, I actually said 1-1, so I can't say that now. Phil's got it.
Say the same thing. See, I've given myself. I put myself in a nightmare situation.
So you have put yourself, because I'm going to go for a 2-1 win.
Ooh.
Oh, that's right, because I was going to go for well, I think I said 1-0 Leeds last night. I'm going to go 1-0 West Ham now. Come on, boys. I feel it. Mark Noble's there. He's got his suit on. He looks like he means business. West Ham are going to win for David Gold tonight, and I can just feel it. 1-0 West Ham. It's going to be a horrible game of football. It's going to be a horrible game of football. But we're going to get that bit of luck that Mike alludes to. It's going to be a jammy goal. We're going to take 3 points back down south. And hopefully one thing I wanted to mention as well, hopefully give some of their fans something to cheer about tonight. We go away quite a lot, and 3,000 West Ham fans tonight just after Christmas going up to Leeds. It's a hell of a long way up there. On a Wednesday night, taking a day off work today, probably taking a day off work tomorrow. Let's give them something to shout about tonight. And let's give them something because we've had nothing for quite a while, apart from that penalty against Arsenal, which went away quite quickly in the end. So yeah, let's give them something to shout about. Let's give them another amazing moment at Ellen Road, of course, after our last minute Antonio winner last year for the 2-1 victory, not the 3-2 victory. And there we go. We will leave it there. Let's take some of your comments before we start wrapping things up. 2-1 win for us. Terry, I hope you are well, sir. 3-2 us. Shambles of a game. Say what I respect it. I don't know where the hell you're getting us scoring 3 goals from, Luke. I really don't. Where are they coming from? No, I love it. I would like Noble to take over the reef leg. Yeah, so the players going to wear black armbands tonight. I'm not quite sure if there's going to be a minute silence involved, but there's going to be some sort of a remembrance of David Gold there tonight. Dawson to score. A header, 1-0 claret and blue. Get in there, Sharky. Great minds think alike. Souček hat-trick.
Can't imagine that.
Souček hat-trick.
That's it. He'll be back.
I wouldn't be shocked if he didn't score, though, Jake. I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked if Souček don't score tonight.
Are you feeling a Souček goal tonight, Mike Hatcher?
Yeah, I am. Feeling one.
Okay. Fab in goal. Benny dropped. Souček back. It's going to be a good night, isn't it? There we go. Terry's come in with it. 1-0 Irons. Lucky bounce in off of Antonio's huge backside. Things we love to see. Right then, final thoughts. Now you're both going to become Mark Noble for a couple of minutes. Mike, try and think of what you said last night, whilst Phil says his final thoughts.
Right, big game. It's even better. Even stakes are higher now. Been a difficult day today, but this is it. Fortune's always been hiding this season for us, but here we are at Leeds. We're the ones going to be marching on together.
Yeah.
There you go.
Good shout, mate.
Let's hope so. Mike?
Well, yeah, similar to last night, mate. Just give it everything you got, boys. For David Gold, for those 3,000 fans that have travelled all the way up there, for the millions of other West Ham fans all over the world with their ears plugged into this game tonight. You know, it is massive. 3 points tonight. And, yeah, we climb up the league a little bit and we give ourselves a little bit of breathing space and it takes the pressure off you a bit. But nothing less than 110% from all of you.
Definitely. Leeds fan here, 1-1. I hope you well, Ricky. Yeah. It's going to be an interesting game. It's difficult to predict, but I'd take a 1-1 now. Would you take a draw now, boys?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
No doubt about that.
Fair enough. And Antonio knocking down another satellite. Just don't be all for West Ham and just be a bit attack-minded and look like we want to go forward with the ball and do it for a considerable amount of time. That's all we're asking for. A bit of fight, a bit of passion, a bit of quality is what we're asking for tonight. And, you know, if that happens, then I think we do come out with it with a remotely positive result. Usual suspect Everton poll, Moyes, Rooney, Dyche managers they want. Does it look like Fat Frank's on the way out? I've seen a lot of people saying they want to do a swap. Absolutely not.
No chance.
If Paqueta walks down the tunnel and done with him, he needs a performance tonight.
Yeah, he needs a big game. He does. He does need a big game tonight.
He certainly does. Right, we'll leave it there. Phil and Mike, thank you very much indeed for joining me. This has been the match build-up show for Leeds versus West Ham. We won't be back, unfortunately, for the full time, but there'll be some sort of reaction coming your way in the very, very near future. But it's a Wednesday or Thursday? I got a clue. Wednesday, I think, isn't it? Yeah, Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday.
So, yeah. Anyway, we'll leave it there. From us, come on, you irons. Rest in peace to, of course, David Gold. Let's do it for him tonight. Thank you very much for watching.
Do it for David Gold. Come on, boys.
That's
do it
right.
for David Gold. Come on, West Ham. Thanks, boys.